Hello guys, this is to solve an absolute value inequality. And I would say this to solve something like this, like 3 less than or equal to 1 plus absolute value 1/2 t minus 5. So to solve something like this, it's always good to make sure you have the expression with the absolute value on the left, so you can use the rules in a proper way, okay? So I'll say the best thing to do is to first try to put the absolute value on the left. Okay, so to do that, I can just subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, making sure I have 1 over there first, or anyhow you want to do it, but you can do it this way. So I'll start this way. So once you do that, you have 2 positive 2 less than or equal to this is cancelled, 1 minus 1 is 0. So 2 less than or equal to absolute value 1/2 t minus 5. Okay, all right, so you have this. Now the other thing to do here, remember I said I need to put the absolute value on the left. So if you have 2 less than absolute value of this, that means the absolute value is greater than 2. Okay, if you flip it, so that would be 1/2 t minus 5 is greater than or equal to 2. Because it's the same thing as saying if I'm older than you, then you were younger. Okay, I'm older than you were younger. Okay, so 2 is less than this absolute value, therefore the absolute value is greater than 2. Okay, all right, so from here we use the rule. And what's the rule? The rule says well, if you have absolute value, I'm gonna put it here on the right. So if you have absolute value of x, and if that's greater than or equal to a, for example, what it means is that you have x less than or equal to negative a, or x greater than or equal to a positive a. Okay, so that's the rule to know. This is how to start. All right, so from here you keep moving. You have and I'm gonna use this part here. I'm back here on the left, so you use 1/2 t. Now you can remove the absolute value because you're applying the rule. 1/2 t minus 5 is less than or equal to negative 2, or half t minus 5 is greater than or equal to 2, one or the other. Okay, now we solve them separately. On the left here you can multiply, and on the right, to get rid of the half, you can multiply everything by 2, the entire inequality by 2. So everything by 2, what I'm saying is the first one by 2, by 2, by 2. Okay, so you're gonna do the same thing on the left. So that will give you 2/2 t, which is 1 t, or just t, because 2 is cancelled out. So just t minus 10 less than or equal to negative 4. And I can solve this simultaneously. So by 2 again, as I said, everything by 2, just like the left. So this will be 2/2, which is 1. Forgot to put the t here. Let me put t. So just t, okay, minus 10 greater than or equal to 4. Okay, positive 4. All right, so now here, you back on the left here, you want to solve for t, so I'm gonna isolate the t, so I'll add 10 to both sides, and it just t, 10 minus 10 is 0, so t less than or equal to positive 6. Okay, because that's negative 4 plus 10. And here you again do the same thing, plus 10 because I'm trying to have t by itself on one side. Therefore, it's just t greater than or equal to 14. Okay, so you have two values here. Then to have the solution and interval notation, in this case here, you can draw a number line. Okay, draw a number line, negative infinity to positive infinity, and you can put the two numbers you have, so 6 and 14. Now remember that in this case here, picking the solution, you have t less than or equal to 6. Now less than or equal, that means I'm going to use bracket. Less than or equal, so it's on the left here. It's right here, the solution I'm saying. For t greater than or equal to 14, this is right here. And again, use bracket, okay? Because it's greater than or equal. Again, in another video I have, so I explain when to use parenthesis, when to use bracket. Okay, so now from here, you know the interval notation. I mean, it's already written to you here. You can actually see it right here. So you have to start from negative infinity to 6, then from 14 to positive infinity. So these are where you have, these are the solutions. So on a negative infinity, you know, on infinity, you have to use parenthesis, and I have bracket on 6, union, bracket on 14, and parenthesis always on infinity. So this is the solution. This is how you solve an absolute value inequality, okay? When it's greater than, and as in this case here, greater than, okay? So from negative infinity to 6, union from 14 to positive infinity, okay? This is how you do it. Thank you.